Hi, everybody. It's just me. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off all day. And I'll be having a laser procedure on my face tomorrow. So it's going to kind of have me out for a couple of weeks, maybe just one weekend, because you guys don't care what I look like. But I'll be kind of red. And when it heals, it looks fabulous. I haven't had this done in like 6 years because it's so painful. I really regret doing it, but I'm going to do it. Decided why not? You know, my birthday's coming up. Give this old lady a little treat. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. I wanted to I did bring my cards and I wanted to ask my guides kind of the last few questions for you all. Let's start off with Andrew. Now, it's not right for me to judge him. I don't know him personally. I know people that know of him. And I'm feeling, and this is just my guides, you know, this is my interpretation. You know, everybody loved him when he was kind of going up against another bully named Trump about, you know, all the stuff he was saying. And boy, Trump hated him. Absolutely hated him. And now he's in glee that they're getting rid of him. But it's interesting because that Kayleigh gal that was press secretary for Trump, she's on Fox News talking trash about Cuomo. And it's like, excuse me, what about he had 35 women up against him, the former president, and grabbed them by you know what. None of this makes sense. And one of the things I was thinking about New York, and please forgive me for saying this out loud, I'm glad she got this thing done with Cuomo and she's standing up for these women. But in the meantime, where's all the stuff she was working on about Trump? Remember, she was very direct. Oh, we're getting this, we're doing this, and you can hear crickets. It'll come out. This AG will make it happen. But I felt like this was an easier deal for her. So it could be because of all the witnesses. To me, I'm feeling a bully just like with Trump and almost got away with it for too long. He just feels like a big Italian kind of mafia, kind of that energy. Not that he is mafia, but I'm just saying and he always thought it was his prerogative to be touchy-feely. Do you guys remember when that girl came out about Biden and everybody was saying, oh, Biden's too touchy-feely, he's perv and all this. And I told you guys that's not true. Yes, he is touchy-feely, but he's not perv. And I told you guys, and that girl came out and said that, oh, you know, he touched me. And first it was he touched me inappropriately. Next thing you know, it was an actual assault. And I told you guys till I was blue in the face, that's a line. He's lying. And I remember that Mika on Morning Joe, they were interviewing him. And I remember she caught Biden off. She caught him like where he was sort of shocked because she was saying, so what are you saying? Da, blah, blah, da, da, da. She says this. And it's like, he looked like a deer in the headlights. He was sort of surprised. I mean, he was not like on it with information or feedback that he had practiced. It was like shocked that she was going there. If you'll notice, he hasn't been on that show. And I remember I was very disappointed in her. Because I was telling you guys till I was blue in the face, that girl was lying. And she messes it up for the whole bunch. Ended up, she was paid by some Russian asset. It was really sad. But the woman that came forward about the assault she experienced in the dressing room in New York, she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. And let me tell you, as a female back in the day, my dance card was full. I had the menses all over me. But I had doctors that were groping me all the time, thought it was cute, you know. I remember one nurse saw this one attending. When I passed him, he'd always put his hand out, like grab my breast. And she was shocked. She goes, oh my God, I just saw him do that. But you know, there was a nurse midwife that literally filed a complaint against one of them that was really, you never wanted to go in his room, the night room. He'd attack you. And she made a complaint and she got fired. So that's how it was. What, 1980s, 90s? That's how it was. But Andrew Cuomo is done. I see him holding on to a seat with all the power he can. He thinks he can. Did you see that little tape he did? It was all very nicey. Oh, I kiss everybody. I love everybody. But he's not a loving person. He's kind of a bully. He's not somebody that you say, oh, I love my governor. He's so warm and cozy. People have been talking trash about him for years. And he thinks he's king for a day and he's about ready to get knocked down. This is actually going to ruin his life. I hate to say that. I think he's pretty much done. Will he be removed? No, he won't be removed. I do see some lawsuits coming forth. But no, I don't see any criminal investigations. I do see some of the women overkilled on it or did lie about it. Okay, I don't know why I got that. Feels like some of them said things that weren't exactly true and they won't be able to prove it because it's not true. But there's a lot of them there that are going to be justified and they'll be able to prove in comments people are making. So hail Caesar, no more. He's about ready to go down. No, he will not win again. You know, New Yorkers can have kind of an attitude. Well, you know, he did this and that. Yeah, let him in there. I see a lot of people still for him. I do, but I feel like it's a little too much. So I don't know if he steps down or he decides not to run again, but it's that kind of energy. He's going to hang in there. He's very stubborn. So that's Andrew Cuomo. This was the kiss of death. What happened today? I'm very sorry for him. But you know, what goes around comes around. And trust me, Trump is going to get his too. Then you guys asked me about Trump's call to Rosen, the Attorney General Rosen, and about the Republicans that were helping him, Jim Jordan, Ron Johnson, and Scott Perry. And I'm just going to do a quick throw on that one. I've always seen Jim Jordan in trouble. And I heard something on Twitter, and it's so true, and you guys may have told me about it. But when I read it, I was like, holy cow, that makes total sense. So they were hoping Antifa and BLM was going to show up. But apparently there were some people within these organizations saying, don't do it. It's a setup. Whatever you do, don't come. Don't go down there with them. And fortunately stopped them. I think a few showed up, but not much. And they stopped them. And nobody showed, because if they had showed and there had been exchange of gunfire or whatever, he would have called martial law, and it would have been a. Let me tell you, he was waiting. He was waiting. So, Jim Jordan, Ron Johnson. I see people talking to Trump, and this 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 and this. All he wants to hear is, how can I make this go away? How can I make Biden go away? So Trump called Rosen and had 3 names. What is that, if anything, is going to happen? Well, that's the 1-6 commission. That's the 1-6 thing that's going on right now. The energies are upside down a lot. Ooh, yeah. And let me tell you something. Mark my words, you guys. I've always thought, especially Jim Jordan, in trouble. What I'm feeling is there's even more. Like, I feel somebody grabbing a bunch of soot and ash and like pulling out stuff like from the gutters. Like more stuff is coming out. Like this whole thing, this is going to be a movie. I'm telling you, there's so many underhanded things. But mark my words, this is all going to come and hit him in the, you know what? It's not going to be pretty. He's going to act innocent, though. He's going to try to point someplace else. Did you hear Giuliani is struggling? He has no money. Trump isn't returning his calls. Well, we knew that was going to happen. And Giuliani does have stuff on Trump, but I'm almost feeling like he's laying down the sword. So I don't know if he's going to tell, or he's laying down the sword. So he's going to be easier to get to spill the beans. But the 10 of swords is the outcome on these guys. So one thing after the other, one piece of information after the other. See, the thing is, they think they're all that in a cup of tea. You remember Mark Meadows? Oh, we're having our cabinet meeting. What a bunch of crap. They're not having any cabinet. Oh yeah, they were all sitting. Did you all notice all the sea of white faces? Nothing against white. Now, you know, my dad's white, so. But, you know, it's not representative of what happens in my state where we have diversity. It was all people that agree with Trump, all white faces. So I will tell you that that thing is just a front. They're trying to make it look like, oh, he's got this, and he's not going to be brought in August. And I heard Mike Lindell is changing the dates, and he's crying because he's losing $1 million a day. He's not on Fox anymore. He's trying to buy late night things with MSNBC. I mean, it's just one. That Mike guy is going down. I'm so sorry. It's not very good. We can't be excited about people going through this time. I know they were cruel and they would have been excited about seeing us. Like they're all gleeful. You better believe, probably if I turned on Fox News right now, first thing they're going to talk about is Como. Oh, and he this and he that. Also, did you see that judge got in trouble? Neapolitan. Judge Neapolitan. I'm sorry. I gotta not laugh at my own jokes. Napoleon or whatever his name is, the little short guy, because he's making all kinds of passes at all the young men's. Well, he's got good taste. What can I say? It's just that, you know, the thing is that, remember that one guy was so anti-gay. He was a tall guy with glasses. He was a Republican. He got caught at the airport trying to pick up on a guy. And, you know, why lie about it? And especially nowadays, it's like, dude, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. There's somebody, one of you guys that watched me that I really enjoyed your email, by the way. She had a friend that worked with McCartney, Joe McCartney. And this is years ago, of course, but I didn't know he was gay. He was a gay man. And so was Herbert Hoover. I knew he was, but I didn't know he was gay. And apparently cruel people, very cruel people. So anyway, reminds me of Angels in America, that part that Al Pacino played. Remember, he was that, they said it was like Roy Cohn, that kind of character, you know. So anti, don't you dare call me gay. Didn't want anybody to know he had AIDS. That was Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn was evil. Evil. But anyway, not a healthy. They're the ones that had that thing in their head that told them that that was no good. So anyway, Jim Jordan, Ron Johnson, and Scott Perry going down. Jim Jordan especially. Ron Johnson feels tearful. So I think he feels bad, or he knows what's coming up and he feels bad, whereas Jim Jordan and the other one are saying, yeah, they can't stick anything on us. It's just here. There's nothing they've got to prove it. That's what I'm hearing. Ron Johnson might break down and give the whole scoop. Oh, got so many things coming up. So one of you guys wrote me and said, you're so heartbroken about the divisiveness of this country. Just like they said, a country divided in half cannot stand. And I've said this to you before, and I don't want you to worry. Will take a few years, but we will come together. And when my guides give me a picture of us coming together, it's almost like we're all looking up at this beautiful weather and clouds. just gorgeous outside. The birds are whistling. Did you see Greenland with my guy, my main man, my main squeeze? Remember the part where they opened those big doors? They had been under the ground for I don't know how many months because that asteroid hit the earth, and that they were like, they saw birds and they were so excited. That's the feeling I get. I get this feeling of people looking out over the world and being happy that we're alive. So I can't help but wonder, are we going to have a natural disaster or disasters? And we start waking up. It's just like these poor people that think that the virus, the vaccination's no good. And they're in the hospital and they're begging to get the vaccination, sort of an awakening, like, dear God, what the hell was I thinking? That kind of thing. Because when anything happens to America, we tend to come together. And then, of course, they accept my tribes, our native tribes, and they accept the blacks and etc. And then as soon as the war is over, they don't care. They dump us to the side, treat us like crap. But that's the white man. See, the thing is, the white man is slowly but surely going because there's so many good white people. You know what I'm saying? I know more people who are white that are so with it and so wanting to help out. And it's growing. You can't be this, anti any other color. And where I live in California, there was always the mix of colors. You just grew up that way. My best girlfriend in kindergarten, right down the street from me, she was half black and half Japanese, and we used to walk to school every day. And she was my best friend. We really enjoyed each other. We never saw anything to do with color, never, ever. So anyway, okay, so the division within the United States. Let's ask my guys. Okay, guys, tell me, what can I tell them? What's going to go on in this world? When is peace coming? Peace is within. Yes, we know that. Nothing you want from this world can happen unless your connection and vibrational energy is with it. Know this, that these negative energy forms will be awakened. And soon we will be on the path of unification. The journey's not far, Linda. There are some other things that are getting ready to hit us, but don't worry. I see people holding each other's hands and people moving forward. Oh God, that's so beautiful. Thank you. I just got that vision. Did any of course, now I'm showing my age, but I was young when this movie came out. Remember that movie, The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming? And a Russian submarine got stuck over there in Cape Cod or something. And everybody, all the guys had their military, the Russians are here, the Russians are coming. And the Russians were trying to fake it like they were Americans. The Russians are coming, the Russians are coming. Everybody must get off island. It was like, okay. So we were at a standoff. We were looking at the ship, at the submarine. Everybody had their guns pointed. The captain of the Russian ship had a cannon or something. And we were just getting ready, whatever, because you know how crazy Americans can be. Come on, sucker, we'll take you on. And a little boy fell from the steeple. He was up on the steeple with the church and he fell and his suspenders got caught in it. And he was screaming. And then everybody got together. All the Russians made a ladder out of human bodies and everybody got together to bring the little boy down. And everybody was so happy the boy got saved. And then that made them look at each other differently. They worked as a team to take care of things. And then what happened is someone had called the government and said the Russians were there. Next thing you know, here comes the Air Force, Navy, everybody's coming. So all these people got their little boats in their harbor and they literally gave them an escort out into sea. They gave them. So all these military stuff is like, hey, we can't get to this Russian submarine because all these people are here. But they did that to save them to make sure they could get out because they liked them. They realized they were good people. And that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like even the people that we think, oh my God, they're cray, you know. It's very sad because it's like they're being fed all this nonsense. And then next thing I know is I feel like they can't help it though. There's stuff that's going to happen to their king that's pretty significant. So just remember that. There's something significant going to happen with him. Because I really don't feel anything he does is going to affect him. I don't care if they have videotape of him assaulting someone or they have video. It's almost like, well, like he's still our king. So something significant enough is going to happen. And so I don't know what that is, but that's going to come up. There's a lot of people, let me tell you, there's a lot of people that are getting the vaccine right now. Right, we're at 70%. Here in California, it went up 40%. So, you know, people that were trying like, well, whatever, but now, you know, people are opening their eyes. And then with this new deal coming through. Okay, somebody asked, is COVID vax safe for kids under 12? Well, medically, I can't answer that question. But if you're asking my opinion, spiritually, I'm feeling like it's fine. I didn't feel like, don't do it. I'm not feeling that. I think the kids will work out better even than the adults. Okay. The ones that are in the hospital with the Delta one, they're the ones that are transplants. So their autoimmune system is all messed up. So they can get hit with it and have to go in the hospital, but they had the vaccine. Okay, will Biden finish his term? Absolutely guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed. I'm going to tell you, I was driving today and I was listening to him talk. And I thought, you know, at the end of the day, he was the best choice for now. Because people are so on edge. They were not going to accept a woman. They would not accept, we will have a woman. And I think Kamala could possibly be it. I see her getting stronger. But just give her some time. Give her the 8 years as vice president. But I feel like Biden is definitely going to run again. And you know what? He has better things. He could relax. He could retire. But he's like, you know, I better get this done. He has a vision and he wants it done. And I do see him getting a little rest because I do see people not working against him as hard. Did you guys see that video of McConnell walking up to go to the podium like he used to when he was in charge to make an announcement? So he's moseying towards the microphone and boom, here comes Schumer. And he goes, it was hysterical. But, you know, he's king. The voters spoke. That's what he said. You go, Schumer. Some things about him irritate me, but I did like that. I did like that. So Biden says he thinks the governor should step down. I just don't feel he's listening to him. But I see people talking to him and saying, sir, you know, you're probably best if you do, but I still see him holding on. I see him holding on. Okay. Will the January 6th commission finally be able to get folks in trouble? Oh yeah, and by the way, they're going to do subpoenas. Ooh, let me look at that. Let me look at the subpoenas. Let me look at these subpoenas. Now, I'm not supposed to be gleeful, but I am going to be gleeful. You know, I almost feel like people thinking, screw you guys, whatever. And then they're getting subpoenaed, and I actually see somebody getting thrown in jail. I love it. I see jail. I see somebody getting thrown in jail. And the Fox News is all in a huff. Oh, can you imagine? Yeah, I can imagine you're going to throw all those Texas people in jail. Yeah. We got some good stuff coming up. Now, August is going to go slow again because they're going to take their holiday. I'll tell you, did you see how they started working fast when Schumer said, well, we're going to work through the holiday? All of a sudden they were ready, willing, and able to work. So anyway, Okay, and Donald Trump's tax records. Okay, do not freak out. We're right there. We're right there. Did I or did I not tell you several years ago that they will get his tax record? It's totally constitutional. And I don't know who they think they're going to get to put a stay on it, but I know we're going to get it. I know we're going to get it. It's going to be it's going to be released. Hello. I'm sorry, you guys. My guys don't like it when I take pleasure in, but you know, it's just good to see some justice. Boy, that Como, he's going to get his justice in a New York minute, but boy, you know, what's his face? He can get away with all kinds of stuff. So,